Oh, hey there. Were you waiting on me? I'm sorry about that. Well, since you were waiting, let me tell you a story. My name is David, and I've been married for 12 years now. The story is about my wife and I and our 3 daughters. Out of the 12 years that we've been married, we've never owned a home. And for many of those years, I never wanted to own a home. I really couldn't make sense of why would you tie yourself down to debt for what are mortgages, 30 years or something like that? Debt enslaves you. You're not owning what you buy there. You're enslaving yourself to eventually owning it. And that's such a ball and chain there on your life that it's not fun. If that's for you, then fine. I'm not saying that you can't do it. You know, everybody gets to live their own life. I'm just saying that's not for us by any means. We've lived in apartments for, our whole marriage, more or less. And apartments are great because you don't have maintenance expenses. When you get ready to move, it's easy to move. You're not having to try to sell a house. But the downside to apartments is you have neighbors, and really, really close neighbors, and a lot of them. And that's just, it's fine. It was fine early on, but you know, as we've grown older, that's just not what we want. It's not where we want to raise our kids either. I'm not going to disclose exactly how much we make, but I'll tell you it's under $75,000 a year combined. So we don't have a lot of financial resources to build a house, but we want to own a house. Since we don't make a whole lot of money, we're having to think outside the box on how to go about achieving that goal. And this is going to be an interesting journey because I'll tell you, one of the things about my life is that my plans, my goals have never worked out the way that I planned or tried to pursue them. So our first idea was to buy some land. And I got to calculating there, if we build a small house, not quite a tiny home, but if we built a small house, we could do so fairly inexpensive, especially if I do the labor myself. And I'm willing to learn how to do that. Confident that I can do it as well. But I figured we could do that and just save up our money. Just save our money. I mean, literally save it. And then buy all the raw materials and build it. I thought that would be easy. So I thought land, you could probably find land for, $2,000 an acre or so. But where my wife wants to move, you don't find land for $2,000 an acre. It's more like $4,000 an acre. It has been very frustrating trying to achieve certain things in our lives and always hitting roadblock after roadblock. But you have one or two options there. You can get mad about it, or you can adapt, learn to be more dynamic in your thinking and learn to problem solve. It's exactly what we've done. I'm not going to get angry. I'm just not going to let my life be all in shambles until I get it all figured out. Whether we buy land and build a house like we had planned, I don't know. I really don't. That's still kind of the idea, but again, I mean, as I said, my life has been full of obstacles, and it's frustrating at times because you get fed up with it. You just want an easy life. Like, why can't life be easier than this? But what are you going to do? Get mad? Give up on life? No, I can't do that. Phase 1 of our journey is something that we didn't see at all. So it's going to be interesting because it took a little bit of thinking. We had to think and reflect on it a lot, and I actually think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a pleasant hurdle there, or pleasant surprise. I think we're going to have a great time as a family as we go through this phase. And who knows where it goes. I mean, like I said, the idea of buying land and building a cabin, that was the initial idea, and then, of course, like I said, you run into the obstacles. We're gonna do all this without any debt, all right? So making under $75,000 a year combined, and not using credit, no debt whatsoever. So this journey it should be a very interesting one, and I invite y'all to come along. My wife is not on camera because we don't think it's prudent for her to be at this point in the journey and documenting it. So you'll see her in the future. For now, it'll be me. So why Reify Life, you might ask? Reify Life was an idea that came to mind when I wanted to try to summarize what our journey's about. The idea is to visualize, conceptualize your life and then make it a reality. Look at what the word reify means. It means to take a concept, an idea, and then make it concrete, make it real, and convert it into reality. And that's ultimately what I'm talking, the idea is behind life in general there. Take a concept, your idea of life, what you want it to be, and then make it a reality. We're on this earth for a very short period of time. So making the most out of your life, making it what you want it to be and not living according to someone else's prefabricated idea, that's just what makes the most sense to me. And I hope it does to you too. And I hope you can also find that you're not bound by financial limitations like so many people think they are. They get stuck in a rut. And I admit that I've been that way for many years. I didn't think unless you made a certain amount of money that you could get out from under this vicious cycle of renting and not having any options. And just the opposite's true. Now, I hope that we're an inspiration, or at least entertaining, and that you come along with us on our journey. Anyways, this is the introduction video. I hope I've intrigued you enough so that you'll like, subscribe, and share the video with others. Thanks again for watching.